Hello and welcome. I believe this is session 9 of the Fragments of Remain. Yes, we've been off the past couple weeks. I nearly forgot. But with the past 2 weeks off and everyone having some good time to recharge for our Tuesday night game, how is everyone's little break? Start with you, Zanashi.
My break's been fantastic. Uh, get a lot of stuff done and a lot of plans made.
Togo?
Pretty good, pretty good. Moved my girlfriend in up at a new place and lots of working and hanging out with friends, but not too much.
Modar?
Things have been good. Doing what we can to, or what I can to dodge storms here and ready to go.
Yeah, that thing, I loved that first prediction where it said it was going to go right over the southern tip, then come back, and then go back again. I don't like where it's headed now. I feel bad for everyone in the panhandle, but...
I ended up driving right through the edge of the eye on Sunday night.
Oof, that must have been fun. Valencia, how's your couple of weeks, bud?
Um, Not much different than any other day, so I guess it's good.
Good.
All right, well. Go over my super awesome recap. Went into a little bit extra detail, knowing that we were going to have a couple weeks off just to give everyone a nice little refresher. But when we last left our adventurers, our party had found themselves conversing amongst each other in the Keen Spider's Tavern on March 31st as it neared 10 p.m. Deciding to stay in the city of Moga for at least a few days, Modar decides to make sure the wares are guaranteed safe in his room by setting an alarm spell. Zanashi decides to stealth her way out of the tavern in an attempt to find anything interesting during the night. While Zanashi is taking a look about, unfortunately finding nothing of significance, and then making her way back to the tavern. The next morning on April 1st, each of you meet back up during breakfast, enjoying the house special and some fresh mousse. Oh my gosh, I changed it to Valencia again. I love how it does that. Alencia and Zanashi decided to leave the ladies' day to have a day shopping, a ladies' day shopping experience, while Modar and Togo take care of selling some wares found on the road while traveling towards Moga. During this time, Modar and Togo are able to sell the items found for a decent lump sum of gold, while Zanashi and Alencia pay a visit to the Malaya Hubrooks, the blacksmith that Modar and Alencia had an issue with the previous day. Zanashi attempts to get Melia to apologize to Alencia, which it seems that she has no or little interest of doing so. This is when Zanashi strikes her, and in a panic, she grabs the sword, yelling for the guards, and when the guards arrive, they begin their investigation, finding Zanashi to be the troublemaker, and escorting her off towards the Badger and Hellhounds headquarters. This is when Togo and Mordar notice Alencia making her way quickly down the street, and then her informing the others that Zanashi may be in some sort of trouble. As you all make your way in, Togo speaks to a gentleman sitting behind the desk scribbling on some parchment. As the conversation ensues, you each learn Zanashi is to be held until the charges are processed. Eventually, Modar takes his leave to go complete the price checking and look over the invention found. While Togo and Alencia are informed of Zanashi's situation, they are then escorted in to see her. During this time, while Togo and Alencia speak with Zanashi for a brief moment, alone or with the guards, the leader of the Badger and the Hellhounds, Ingor, makes her way in and orders the guards to leave so she can speak with the prisoner and her friends in private. This is when Ingor asks you to take care of an issue for her and all in which you all agree, but first having to speak with Modar before fully committing. She then orders the guards back in to open the cell, releasing Zanashi in the order for them to speak with their friend Modar and decide if they are to agree for Ingor's request full-heartedly. While discussing what to do, the party seems to be at a slight crossroads when a knock is heard down the hall. Dilsey's voice asking if Valencia is in her room is heard. Zanashi takes a look outside the room of the room to see Dilsey, and then Dilsey gives Zanashi a note that was left for Valencia. A blank, dark purple seal holds it shut. When she reads it, it gives her a little bit of trouble, and she seems quite shaken. That night, Togo gives another performance while Zanashi dances with a dwarf fisherman and stealthily steals his dagger. Alencia attempts to dancing, which does seem to go well. However, after the dance, the party finds themselves tired, eventually making their way to their rooms. We're still around 11 p.m. on April 1st, year 1101, as we jump back into the game. Well, like I said, I wanted to double check with everybody before getting a short rest for the night. Moving on and continuing, hopefully, your process of your long rest.
Yeah, that works for me. How many days have we been in the city? 2?
2.
This is our second night, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep, this is your second night here at the Keen Spiders Tavern. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't want to discuss anything before getting the rest for the night, progressing to April 2nd. But if not, I know that you do each have quite a bit of planning to work out. Ending last session, just as like a friendly reminder, each of you coming up with multiple plans, either to just give it the device to Ingor or making like prop devices. There were a few ideas bouncing around.
Got it.
I think Zanashi's just going to turn in for the night.
Yeah, Togo would probably try and sleep on it to think about what he would want to do, but it'd been a long day. He wouldn't want to come to a rash decision.
Remind me, is the device in one piece right now or not?
Yes, you did successfully put it back together.
Okay.
The only issue is that you had like popped like a spring out, and then you just then remember you rolling really, really high, and I have it in the notes. I don't remember what you rolled, but I have it in the notes that you put it back together.
All right. I just wanted. I thought I had. I just wanted to make sure that that's where we were at.
Lindsay,
Because we had,
I'm sorry, Togo. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we had discussed it and talked about some plans, but we didn't come to any conclusions. But I figured Togo would want to sleep on it.
I don't remember what happened last night, but I believe Alencia was feeling better after receiving that ominous letter from the drow, and so she's able to have a peaceful night because of what happened at the tavern. So I don't think she would have talked to anybody afterward, right?
I feel like a few of them had at that point like calmed you down and think you were okay. I mean,
Yeah, so-
still a bit shaken, I would say, but
Mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly better than you were like 20, 30 minutes ago. But if everyone's planned to get the rest for the night, we can move on to what would be April 2nd. As each of you get some rest, and as the sun begins to peek up and start to make its way in through your windows, and you can hear some of the roosters outside. I'm not gonna. I was gonna do it, but I'm not gonna make the rooster sound. um,
Come on, man. You can do it.
There you go. And
I knew
dog's
I'd
like,
get you
what
to
the
do it.
fuck?
Clipped.
My dog was eating a bone and actually stopped and is still staring at me. But anyways, you hear a little bell ring down below and Dilsy's voice calling out, "Open for breakfast!"
Oh yeah, Modar will definitely make his way down for breakfast.
Same.
Yep.
Tycho would as well.
So as you each make your way down, seeing that familiar face of Dilsey. Oi, what can I do you for? What kind
What
of
you got?
breakfast will you be having? Eggs, bacon, a special today? It's the same special we have every day.
Ah yes, eggs bacon sounds fine to me.
That sounds great. Could we have some toast with it, maybe? You don't happen to have any?
Yes, I've got
bread.
some nice loaves of bread. And perhaps you might be interested in. We did get some fruit in for the meadow the previous night. Some pineapples, oranges, bananas.
That sounds. A banana sounds lovely. What is a banana?
Or if you never had one, you're in for a treat.
Yes, I don't believe I've ever had anything like that.
I'll have eggs and bacon.
I'll try some of your fruit. Why not?
All
Need
right.
to get rid of some of the. You need to get used to some of this warm weather food, I guess. It's really starting to warm up down here.
And for you, and he'll give you a nice pat on the back, kind of grasping your shoulder with his right hand there, Zanashi.
I shrug his hand off my shoulder rather aggressively. Get your hands off of me.
Oh,
You
oh,
don't.
I saw you dancing with the dwarves. I thought you liked dwarves.
Only that dwarf.
Okay, okay. No reason to be open in a fuss, sir. What can I do you for?
I'll take some of your bacon, eggs, and what else do you got?
Besides the fruit and the loaves of bread.
Give me
Nothing much.
bread.
Okay. Dilsey go get. He'll kind of walk away, plop, 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 and shout out for when he's being ready or getting ready to go through into the kitchen. It'll be about 30 minutes.
Fine. Thank you.
I'm just going to sit there and just start, going through my head the events that happened yesterday to land me in jail. Just kind of stewing, And then also thinking about the revenge that I'm going to take out on that woman.
Valencia is having a pleasant morning eating breakfast.
Sit back, see if I noticed any of the patrons coming in as people who have been at my performances. If any of them are, I might go over and talk to them, or just if I see people interesting, I might strike up a conversation, but only if they're like people who come in with fancy clothes or I don't know, something that makes them more noticeable than your average average person. Besides that, I wouldn't really do anything.
And while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to pull out my my weapon and start sharpening it.
Can you give me a perception check there, Togo? And anything for you, Modar?
Modar's just kind of gonna sit there and pulls out that letter and just kind of starts looking over the letter he keeps uh on his person, and kind of thinking about that and trying to think about what he should be doing with the device.
All right. Togo, for yours, you don't really see anyone that you're kind of that you specified. You do see a couple of familiar faces from your shows, but taking a quick look over them, they're either drunkards, alcoholics of that sort, or perhaps we'll say on the lower end of the citizen scale.
Got it. So not the kind of people that I would expect to be donors.
Nope.
Got
Nothing of
it.
that sort.
I'll just wave.
And can you give me an investigation check there, Modar? Going over the doodad. So after like kind of breaking it and placing it back together and like spending the amount of time that you have with it, you would feel fairly confident that you could make something that looks like it. You just may not be able to mimic the exact effect or desired effect that this thing has.
So the design itself I could probably figure out, but it's just the effects that it's doing I don't know how to. That would probably be like some Arcana checks or something like that to try and figure out how the magic is. It have I determined, is this magic or is it all like science-y type stuff?
It's all science. It has no magic on it, and actually, I do believe what you have confirmed when you, I believe you identified it.
I think I pretty much identified it. Double check my notes here.
Well, I don't know if I maybe not use like the identify spell, but you had detected magic when you were going through the loot to see if anything was magical, and you didn't sense any on it. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I knew that, but I wasn't sure just because it wasn't like I wasn't sure if it was some sort of like magically run or because it enhances spells. Yeah, it enhances your spells, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, like if it like yeah, how if I figured out whether it enhances spells through some sort of magic or if it's something different.
Got it. I guess to answer the between, it's definitely something different. It's not magical in the sense.
Gotcha. And I remember I determined that it has charges. Did I figure out how to recharge it, or if it once its charges are done, it's done?
I don't think that you figured out how to recharge it yet, but you do know once the charges are used, like from the connecting and like the wiring between them, like just like how they're all like connected with like little copper wires and things of that manner, you would see that like the gems that they're attached to, they have like this slight glow to it, and then like it would kind of pull it from the gem.
Gotcha. So I figured out that it can be recharged. I just don't know how to recharge it.
Correct. But After the 30 minutes go by, each of you will be brought your breakfast, your bacon and eggs, some extra slices of toast, some fruit, varieties of things for you all to try. And he'll point out when he sets down the fruit bowl. You said that you haven't had much of the warmer weather style food, so Dilsy'd bring you plenty.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
It
is
looks delicious.
around some juice, a little bit of wine if it tickles your fancy in the morning, but just make sure you leave the gold on the table.
Oh, we always do, don't we?
Yes, Dilsey would like a tip.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if that was if that was customary around here.
No, Togo, yeah, and he'll kind of brush his hair. He's bringing in lots of extra coin for Dilsey. It's a pleasure to have you. As long as you're willing to stay, Dilsey will keep you.
Well, I'm glad I can help. You have such a fine establishment. I wouldn't dream of going somewhere else while we're in the city.
Ah, well, we're glad that you like it here. Not get out of your hair.
Yes, please.
But with that in mind, everyone has had a bit of time to ponder it. What is the plan?
I was about to ask that. Togo, what are we going to do about this situation that we are in?
Well, the options are give the object over to either side and deal with the consequences of that, or try and fake one side, or just leave. Ideally, I don't know. I'd rather not just leave because we'll have to come back this way on our way back.
I do believe after studying this over, I can at least I can build something that will at least look the part. I haven't been able to quite figure out exactly how this thing works, but I can. I think I can get something close to it.
Well, what are you waiting on? Why don't you have it built already?
It will take time.
And how much time are we talking?
Well, that all depends on the supplies and qualities of supplies that I can receive.
Just so you're aware, this is something that can be completed within a few days. Again, the replica, not the exact item itself. And with Moga being a nice trade city, probably find some decent supplies here. Maybe not exactly that what you would have in Vala, but decent enough.
Am I confident that if I built something, it might actually work if I had a power supply, or is it like going to be 100% replica?
As with all the information that you've gathered at this point, it is going to be a replica.
All right.
Valencia, what do you think?
Well, there is another issue regarding the drow who know my location because they sent the letter to Moga and then sent it to me. So it sounds like they're not that far from here.
Why don't we go seek them out and deal with them?
Well, I wouldn't want to take time away from this replica creation.
I'm sure Modar's got it on his own.
Well, yes, that is something that, like I said, I can get something that'll look right, but it won't. And as much as I can't give the working copy to the what was her name?
Leader of the Badger and the Hellhound.
Caffeine. To Caffeine. I mean, as much as I want to, but I must complete the contract for the guild.
Perhaps I can be on lookout for these drow, and if I see them, I can come alert everyone.
Yes, please do. Do you anticipate that they will try to attack you or take a chance on your life here in Moga?
I I still don't know what it means to be returned to my fate, but it's nothing good.
Hmm.
But
I'm going to check around and look at purchasing a large cloak. And I am going to shadow you, Valencia, while we are here. And yeah, I'm going to stay a little distance, but if I see anyone make an attempt on your life and you give the word or the sign, they will die.
Oh, that sounds splendid. Um, but wearing that makes me look a bit um
I think Sanashi
secretive
was the
or
one wearing the
shady.
cloak.
Yes, I am going to be the one wearing it.
Oh, oh, then yes, I believe that could help, but when the drow do come, I would hope that it wouldn't be within the city walls.
well, if we could somehow prove that, or if we could figure out the what was going on with the drow that was in here, we might be able to exonerate you and any other drow that aren't associated with whatever's going on here.
But would that accomplish anything?
I've got something we could accomplish. We take the fight to your people, wherever they are. You said you're from the underground?
Yes, but they are not my people.
Well, won't they always seek you out?
Yes.
Well, the best route of action or course of action would be to go to them and end it.
The Underdark is very far from here.
How
How
about
far?
It was nearby, I don't remember where, but nearby the city of Glens, which is in the south.
And why do they call it the Underdark?
It's it's relatively hidden from the surface world. Nobody really knows where it is, actually.
What were you going to say, Togo?
I was gonna say, why don't we have, at least for the next couple days, we follow your plan with you shadowing Alencia. Modar works on making a replica, and we say that we tell the truth. We were not the people who were supposed to deliver this. They were attacked, and in the attack, it was damaged. And right now, we're trying to repair it, and that's what Modar's working on doing.
I like your plan.
So are you saying that I should be out in the open
I'm not saying that we should encourage that, but I'm also not saying you should lock yourself up. But if you do, I think it would just be a good idea to have Zanashi follow you, or shadow you.
And she wanted us to kill the leader of the other group, correct? That was essentially what she asked us to.
She never said such a thing.
It was to give her the object. Was what she wanted.
But she did kind of, in a roundabout way, insinuate, that murder was on the table. It was more implied versus verbal. Well, Alicia, you want to go with me to a clothing store? Keep me out of trouble?
Oh, of course.
Yes, definitely. Try and see what you can do to accomplish that, Alencia. I think it would be in all of our best interest to keep her out of trouble for the next few days.
How can we be sure that they'll serve either of us?
Well, they'll serve me and you, or their head will be served on a fucking platter.
You make an excellent point.
You know,
Well,
I may not start off with those options. I may lead into that.
You think that's a little much, Toga?
No, but be diplomatic about it. Ask them, and if they're like trepidatious at first, like request again at least once.
I mean, where I come from, that's the way we talk to each other.
But these are city folk. You got go easy on them.
I think what she means is the threat of it actually happening might be enough. But
True.
I would want to be diplomatic first, it's true.
I was saying just don't start off with the head on the platter thing. But you have your own strategy for getting things. I have mine. To each their own.
Well, surely they won't refuse some clothing. I would be a bit appalled if they did. So, we should not be worried.
Well, we'll be on our way. Come along, Valencia.
Alright. See you later, you two.
Bye.
Okay. If there's anything that you would like to ask the shopkeep, you certainly can. Just a little old lady, eyes like shut, like to where she's just kind of like walking hunched over with a cane, pure gray and gray hair, and you can get a cloak, no problem. Nice dark one as well.
Thank you, kind lady.
Oh, you're welcome. It's 2 silver.
Here's 3.
Oh, thank you.
Will that be enough for you, Zanashi?
Yes, this should work perfectly.
Well, things are going quite alright then.
Where are we in, where we had to go to this clothing store? Like, where is the tavern where we are, and where is the shop that you know?
So, if you're looking at the handout, it is just directly across the way. You're pretty much like in like a little market area. So, along with the blacksmith and other little miscellaneous shops here, all of this is relatively close. Wouldn't take you more than 30 minutes.
Okay, I was just curious if it was kind of, sort of on the way to where I can do some, eyeballing, as I go by, looking for any kind of habits of anything. I think it's a little too early for what I'm looking for anyway. I'll need evening habits. So I'll just go back to the tavern.
Got it. I mean, like I said, like this city isn't like too big, and nothing in comparison of what Vala is, and it's pretty easy to transverse, especially after you guys have been here for a couple days now. Um, Able to kind of get somewhat familiarized with the city.
What was the name of the? I mean, where is the place at? It's in the market area. Okay. Which market area?
The like mainly like a lot of the shops over in like the Badger and the Hellhounds area, which is where I assumed that you guys would be going since it's the closest one,
Okay.
and then also the one with the least resistance for you so far. Seems the farther you go towards the Order of the Light, things get a little bit more iffy for Alencia.
But it was in this area down here where the Hellhounds is at where Valencia had that issue. And I had that issue too and went to jail for.
Correct.
Okay.
Those issues still exist throughout the whole city. It's just more so towards the coast than it is towards the city walls.
But we're just going to go back.
Modar and Togo, you guys had like a little bit of time. You just familiarizing yourself. Well, more so, Modar, you familiarizing yourself with the doodad as much as you can.
Yeah, and then once I feel confident, I guess I'm gonna go start getting supplies.
I would ask Modar while he's going over if he needed supplies, so I can go out and run around while you're doing that. Be productive because I don't have much I can do.
Yes, I definitely will need some supplies, and I'll make a list of everything I need. If I gotta split it up with him, I will.
And he gave me just a little shopping list, and I'll run around town trying to find some of them. But
Yeah, in total, besides like some like leather straps and like buckles, things of that nature to kind of be able to secure it, you do have the option to take a more expensive or a less expensive route. You can try to replicate some of what you would pretty certain know to be gems at this point, with some type of glass or just another gem. Depends on how you want to go about it. The difference being 100 gold. So you can get the cheap parts for around 75 gold, or you can get the more expensive and have it look what you would assume to be closer for 175.
I want to get this thing as close as possible, 175.
Got it. And you can get all of these parts, no problem. Just the minus the 175 gold.
Yep, doing that right now.
But with that, after everyone gets done picking up some supplies and miscellaneous objects, by the time everyone is kind of reconvened, if that's the wish, then we'll move to there. But if not, then everyone can kind of continue going about their individual things. But it'll take you a couple of hours to get all that together, Modar. before you're completed.
Yep, not a problem. Yeah, just going around doing whatever I have to do to get stuff.
I wasn't sure if the girls wanted to keep going out on shopping sprees or if everyone just wanted to wait and then push on forward till the gloves are completed. Or, anything else that's planned.
I don't think Valencia needs anything else. But
I would, Togo would maybe ask around about any kind of performance halls or anything like that in the city. Because I had heard from the, what were their names? I have it somewhere. When the villagers of Keld, that there was a huge performance hall here. So I'd see if I could find anything else, anything about that while I was out and about for the day. But besides that, no.
Through here, being where since you've been here long enough, there is actually no performance hall here. The closest thing that you found to meet any sort of description near this area was actually in Bexley when he performed at that stage there.
Got it. Sounds good.
But if nothing else, then just double checking, we can move forward till the gloves are completed.
Yep.
Same processes that everyone had through the previous nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Alarm and working. Yep.
Okay. I will need like a tinkerer's tool check for you from you, Modar, for each day. That we move on. If there's anything significant happening, I'll let you know.
All right. So Tinkerer's tools check.
Yep. You can give me 4 of them. So there's 1.
Plus that.
Ooh, good, good. A 4 on the dice, that's always nice. Ooh, so on that 1, I'm gonna need you to give me a d6 there, bud.
On the V, that's just an
that's
addition
the
to.
timeless. Okay, never mind. I thought that was your tinkerers.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the Tinkerers.
You tricked me because you gave me 2 tireless precisions.
Sorry, yeah, I went back and forth there. So it's the 23 and the 1 go together, the 4 and the 20 go together.
Got it? No, 1 more. Okay. So the main thing, when you get to the point that you're at now, is just a bit of like tidying up. Like you notice a few things that are kind of out of place, and to make it look identical, you'd be about another day of work out from completion upon that.
All right, yeah, I'll dig. Like I said, I'm going for as long as I have to on it, or until someone stops me. You on another roll? Or
So on this night, Modar, as you've kind of like laid your head down and everyone's kind of tucked away for the evening. Again, on being on the night of April the 6th, fast asleep as the sounds from the tavern below kind of wind down to where you just hear a few things of cleaning and very minimal things of talking and laughter below. Bells, I believe that's what you had it as, if I'm not mistaken, begin to go off in your head while you're in the room.
And I will jump to my feet. Who's there? And ready myself.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Not very perceptive, are you?
No, I'm not.
Must be too busy working on that damn device.
So, with it being quite dark in your room, and the door being open to like the hall, letting a bit of bright light coming in, like as soon as you wake up, your vision's a bit blurred, and you only hear like a light footsteps making their way quite hastily across the room, and by the time you kind of focus, you see a blur leaving.
I'll run out the room and see if I can see who it is.
As you quickly follow and take a peek down the hall looking towards the stairs, you see a darkened cloak just making their way down around the corner.
I continue running around the corner. Just kidding.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Wake up, someone was in my room, and I'm gonna take off after him. And is right now, like, is everything lit up right now in this thing, or is it
Outside of your room, everything's lit up at like the minimum of a dimly lit.
and are there people downstairs? Like, are
Uh,
there people around?
Very little. There's only 4 patrons in here, not counting Dilsey, so 5 down below total.
And
As you take like a look.
and this individual is going down the stairs
Correct.
or down a hallway?
Down the stairs.
All right. I'm gonna throw a firebolt down, not trying to hit him, but I'm just trying to throw a firebolt down the stairs in front of them to bring to attention anybody in that room, in there's room, that whoever's coming down the stairs. I want everyone to see who this person is.
Give me an attack roll. And as he shouts that, Alencia, can you go ahead and give me a perception check as well to see if you've at least heard him kind of call out while each of you are sleeping? So Togo and Zanashi, you both hear it. Alencia, you're still passed out. And your firebolt, as like you shoot, you'll see it kind of like catch the cloak as you hear like a bit of a and and then as a few kind of make some more steps, a little bit in a stumbled fashion, you hear like a bit of a tumble down the stairs, and then Dilsey's, "What the hell is that?"
And I'm gonna run down the stairs. Someone was in my room stealing my things.
Yeah, I'm just jumping out of bed and grabbing my great axe and just running down or out the room wherever I'm hearing
I'd be-
noise from.
And then you hear "Toosh, toosh," and the door slam, and Dilsey's like, "All right, put out the fire! Put out the fire!"
And it just goes out. Fireball, I believe, does not catch things on fire, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, just sizzling it, but still leaving like a bit of a mark.
Bit of like a burn mark. Yeah, no, I get that. Did you see who that was?
Oh, I should. I mean, I don't know him, but He ditched the cloak right there. And as like, you look over, you'll see the cloak that you've singed laying just by the front door of the tavern.
And I'm gonna run out the door and see if I can see where anybody is.
You can go ahead and give me one more perception check as Zanashi and Togo, I'm assuming you are as well, following up.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
As you peek out, Modar, and kind of taking a look with your eyes like focused and being quite alert, you only see just a few civilians making their way up and down the street. No one seeming suspicious.
I'm gonna go back inside, and then I'm going back up into my room to look around and see if he actually took if both the devices are still there. If he took them. Are you still there?
Yep, sorry, I was trying to reboot the rhythm bot, but it's just fudged. And it's like you take a look around in your room, Odar. You do notice that one thing is missing. It actually is one of the replicas that you were, or the replica that you were creating.
All right. The replica is missing, but the normal one's still there. The real one's
Correct.
still there. All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna take that one and tuck it on my person at this point.
Down your drawers.
I'm a mage. I've got all kinds of little pockets here and there.
So yes.
If I,
Yes.
did you say you didn't know who that individual was?
I I've never seen that one before in my life. Dulcie sees lots of people.
I'm gonna go over and grab the cloak. Does it look like anything special about the cloak, or
Give me an investigation check, please.
just a sec?
And as you look over it, you'll see that there is actually a pendant that's like a little brooch that's on pinned on the cloak. And as you take a look over it, what you see is a white and almost like a pearlescent kind of coloring, and it is a circle with what appears to be a sun in the middle, a solid smaller circle held in the place by what looks to be the brightness of the sun popping in a wavy fashion towards the outer rims.
Would I recognize this emblem from anywhere else I've seen? Do I recognize it as the what is it? The Order of the Lights symbol, perhaps?
Correct. Kind of as you like take it in and you start to search your mind, it kind of flashes through, remembering being over in that part of the city near the Order of the Lights headquarters and noticing a few individuals with this pendant.
All right. Well, it looks like they have it now, and with that, all right. Well, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I do have an idea now. Let's go this way, and if you guys are up, I'll have you come into my room, and we'll talk for a second.
Well, it's like you
What's
turn,
your
you'll see
idea?
Zanashi with her, what was your great axe, and Togo probably mistakenly just grabbed his loot
Mm-hmm.
in a
Just kind
preparation
of
to
like
play
as
a
like
show.
a. It's
Oh, and-
almost like a safety blanket carrying the loot, just holding it. Like, what's going on?
And the one thing I will do right before I go back into I'll look down, back down the stairs. And say, just one last question. That gentleman you said, was it human? Or was that person human? Could you tell?
I mean, it kind of looked like it.
So either
And
human or elf.
when it came down, he was just thrashing the cloak around. He ate shit falling down the stairs. Whatever you did scared the hell out of him.
Yeah, that's good. Good. But you definitely think he was human, or at least human-like, elf or human.
Aye.
Thank you. I keep my eyes open for him, and be careful about letting him back in this place, because I'm pretty sure he's a thief. Well, if I know he's a thief, there are things missing out of my room.
Alright, Dilsey, make sure that everything's locked up nice and tight for you.
Thank you. And I'll go back into the room with everybody. Well, got some good news and bad news.
What's the bad news?
Am I awake at this point?
I was gonna say, if you're wondering, Alencia is still out of sight. You would assume her to still be in her room. Probably being undisturbed
Oh,
from
what?
the commotion.
Wait, Alencia's still not here? Were you sleeping in your own room, or are you in my room?
No, I'm in my own.
You are in. Okay, I couldn't remember what the.
The
Alright,
deal was I played in. We got 4 free rooms, but if I sucked, then we had
Yep.
to pay for them.
You had to put down a
Gotcha.
security deposit. You each got your own rooms, and you also got free meals if it was really, really good.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's wake Alencia up. And I will. Go knock on Alencia's door. Alencia,
Huh? What?
come. We're meeting in my room. Get ready.
All right, I need to get dressed. Just hold on.
And I will go into my room, and well, I guess we know who the sound sleepers are now.
She about like 10 minutes pass, and she walks in trying to straighten her jacket and goes, "I'm so sorry. I should have been more cautious. I don't know what happened."
Oh no, you didn't do anything wrong. Well, like I was saying, I do have some good news and some bad news at this point. Bad news: the replica was stolen.
What's the good news?
The replica was stolen.
Exactly. It looks like, and I'll hold out the brooch. It looks like the Order of the Light stole it. So, at this point,
Let's go
If
get
they
it
do-
back.
why?
It's the replica. The whole point was to have other people have the replica thinking it was the real one. The only problem is the wrong group has the replica.
Well, at this point, they broke in and stole it while I was trying to fix it.
How do we know they're the
And-
wrong group, though?
Well,
I mean-
originally we were planning on having the Badger and
group-
the Hellhound have the replica.
The group that purchased it just stole it. I will go and and explain to the Order of the Light that it was stolen. While I was trying to repair it, and we'll see what happens there. And as far as I'm concerned, the other device
Doesn't exist.
can go to the other device can go to the well, what's her name wants it, so
The only problem is that
We-
once she
We could.
reveals that she has it, it looks bad for your guild.
What
well, this
about?
is well,
What about if you tell her it was stolen too?
That was my thought. Tell her it
Right.
was stolen, and then we give the original one to honor the contract for your guild to the Order of Light.
So when we put the problem between these two orders, then it's out of our hands, and we're basically have no part in it anymore. Is that? Do I have that right?
That's
Well-
the hope.
at this point we go to her, we tell her that it was stolen, and then we see what she has to say about it.
She
best
might
do
just
the
try and throw
talking.
us in jail.
You best do the talking, Togo. Because we will be in jail if I do the talking.
So yes, I say we go to her. We tell her that while I was trying to go over it, fix it, make sure everything works, it was stolen.
But luckily-
We definitely have a witness that somebody stole something coming out of my room. And then once that's taken care of, we have to go explain why we can't deliver it to them because it was stolen.
And unfortunately, it was broken while it was stolen, so they can't use it against them, but which they should know because it won't work.
I hit him with a pretty hard fireball, so or I just missed him with a pretty hard fireball, but for all they know, the fireball's what is causing this thing to not work anymore.
Bolt. Just
Firebolt, sorry, firebolt, not
fireball
ball.
would have been brutal.
No, firebolt, firebolt.
Billsy would
Yes.
not have been pleased.
That would have burnt the place down. Yeah, sorry, firebolt.
I always get those two mixed up, but yes, firebolt.
All right. Well, I suggest we get some sleep for the rest of the night, and I'm gonna set the alarm this time to make sure it makes noise if anybody comes in.
All right. I woke up in a cold sweat. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to sleep, so I'll leave the door cracked in case something else happens.
Don't you worry. This actually may be for the better.
I believe you.
I'm not sure if we should talk to the Order of the Light first or the Badger and the Hellhound first, though. Actually, now that I think about it,
Well, wouldn't it seem like it should be the Badger first?
maybe we
Because-
should file a report with the guards that
Well,
we were robbed.
The missing person report.
That's what I'm saying. We go to the Badger and the Hellhound first because they're the ones that are going to arrest us.
Or we could let her find out about it by us reporting to the guards that it was stolen.
Well, yeah, that's how we go there.
Okay, you're
It's
saying go
all
to the
the-
actual.
It's all in the same location. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm forgetting about that. Sorry, I completely spaced that. The guard house was there. Never mind. Yeah, yeah.
If I'm getting this logically correct, we go to the Badger to report the stolen object, and that should be all depending on what she says. Because
see.
now it's pitted against those two, the one who has stole it and the one who wants it.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the plan.
And Now the real question is, do all of us go, or just a couple of us?
Well, it does concern all of us, so.
True, but if they're going to lock us up, I'd
At the
rather not
least,
everybody get arrested, because there's no way we're going to escape out of a guard's headquarters. But if we don't return in X amount of time, that gives the other two people who are left here more mobility.
Maybe we fight our way out. Go in there
That-
ready for a fight.
fighting our way out seems not very smart. If only
Sounds
two of us,
fun though.
if only two are going in, I'm not sure. Togo, I definitely feel you should be one of the ones going.
I think me and Alencia should go.
I was about to
Because-
say, I don't think you want me.
And hear me out, and not even for that reason, Zanashi. If we don't return, I think the best course of action is to have two people go to the Order of the Light to inform them of what's happened. And the best person, I think, to do that would be Modar as a representative of the Snowhair Guild. But I don't think we can send Zanashi into the Order of the Light's headquarters. I wouldn't want you to go there.
But I feel like that would be risky telling both sides, wouldn't it?
Only if the Badger and the Hellhound don't arrest us. If they do, then we lose nothing by throwing the two groups at each other, because
They're already at each other.
true, but one side would think that the other has a very powerful weapon and would be trying to stop them before they can use it.
Very true.
If nothing else, it could potentially get us some allies. But I wouldn't want to do that unless we have to. In which case, it would be when we're jailed and they're not going to let us out.
I just feel like it would be a tug of war either way.
It's already a tug of war. Our goal here is to relax, get resupplied, and head south, and resolve the issue with this device. Whether we take it with us or we deliver it as we're supposed to, we need to make sure that the order gets paid and everything is, and the order does not lose face over any of this.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to besmirch the name of your guild, Modar.
No. So yes, go report it stolen, see what happens, and then from there, we'll figure out what to do. If you do not return, then I will go to the Order of the Light and find out what is really going on.
If nothing else, you can give them the object, and hopefully, it will end the tug of war, thus releasing us.
Exactly. If nothing else, we give it to them, we get paid, we get out of here. Head south and find the lost city.
Modar, I think that we should follow along to the Hellhounds, but we wait over across the way just so we can maybe get a gauge on what's going on by the actions of any guards coming in and out.
What good would that do us?
I mean,
If-
how else are we going to know if something bad happens to Togo and Alencia?
I would say we find someplace outside of the inn, and wait there. If something happens to them, I would suggest that they'll send guards to the inn to collect us.
Well,
If guards come to the inn and not them, then we know.
well, do you want to wait here for guards to show up and surround us? Or would you rather be waiting somewhere hidden where you can
I think-
see a pack of them head out and in the general direction of the tavern? I would rather wait somewhere that I know that they're looking for me versus them just showing up.
I think that was what Modar was saying.
Yes, I say we hide, but I say we hide close to the inn, not their base. If we go to their if they're going to be more apt to have lookouts around their headquarters than they are around our inn. So find
And
a spot
where
outside the inn. When they go to the inn looking for us, then we go to the Order of the Light.
they would never expect us to be up there around that market area, though.
How do we explain the absence of you two?
I'm filing a report. I'm trying to I'm going over my notes to see if I can rebuild it.
Or you guys are trying to find the person that broke into your house or into your room.
That too, yes. We're investigating. We're investigating what happened and seeing what I can do to remedy the situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Which is all true.
right. Well, then, this sounds plausible, so I'm willing to do whatever you ask. But of course, we still need to watch out for any job with me.
So then the plan is to take care of all this tomorrow morning, correct? Finish out your night of rest and move on.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll try to sleep, but it's gonna be hard. Take care. And
Okay.
she'll walk out, crack the door, sleep with her suit on.
All right. Well, on the morning of April 7th, you would have each completed your long rest. So make sure that you get everything back. All your hit dice, all your spells, all your rages, all those juicy things that you've been waiting for.
Wait, we got a spell or a long rest?
Yep.
Awesome.
The morning of April 7th.
Long rest. Our first long rest.
Yeah, your first long rest this entire campaign.
9 sessions in. Technically 9.5 because we had a 1.5 or a 0.5.
Yeah, that's true. But
Got my rage back.
all right, maybe I shouldn't have gave Zanashi a long rest.
Yeah, she woke up and was very hostile during the during that incident. That it counts as work, right?
She was on a rag, man. Characters can have that too.
Anyways, so which are you going to take care of first? Because from what I gathered, you guys planned on speaking with each of the head factions of the headquarters. Did you decide on which one first?
It was the Hellhound one first, right?
Correct.
Got it. And you were going as a group, or are you deciding to only send select individuals?
Select individuals. Togo and Alencia are going. Modar and Zanashi are gonna try and find some place non-conspicuous to kind of hang out around the inn area.
Do you have a good sufficient cloak to cover up yourself?
Pretty sure he always wears one, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm usually wearing a cloak.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wear mine. I think maybe if we're not standing next to each other, it might look a little better.
Because yeah, you said that the like the blacksmith shop is like right across the street from where we're at, and I'm assuming there's a few other shops and things like that around the area.
Correct. You got plenty of miscellaneous shops. I just put like more important ones on the map, like more important locations.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
All right.
When Togo and them head out, I'll head out as well and kind of find somewhere a good enough distance away from the tavern that I can still keep an eye on it. It's not out in the open.
All right. Well, when I'm gonna need you to roll me a stealth check. Zanashi, that is. Okay. And as each of you are arriving to the Badger and Hellhounds headquarters, the same crimson red tiles are seen, and as you make your way in and shut the doors, the sounds from the streets kind of fade out, and the echoes of the headquarters take place. And as you kind of look upon the entire like little hall, you see that familiar face, the gentleman just scribbling on the parchment behind his desk. Look up and you're back. That's good news. The leader's been waiting your word. She's been getting a little impatient.
Yeah. If we could go talk to her, if you could lead the way to her, that would be great. We have to discuss some things with her real quick, but
Oh yes, just follow those two right there, and just up the stairs, and they'll lead you to her office. I believe she's up there. Excuse me, you two, please. Used to wish to speak to Ingor. I'll give like a little bit of a nod. All right, follow us.
Thank you very much, sir.
thank you. How did we spell Ingor, by the way?
I will post it in Discord chat for you.
Question: did we bring the cloak and the brooch with us?
I did not think at all to grab that, so I didn't.
Okay, well, Mogar would be sure to remind us if that was vital to our. So, like, it was that part of the plan that we provided evidence for.
I think if
Stolen.
anything, it's good proof to bring for like backup.
Yeah.
Not to mention
Yeah.
like, what you guys had said
Yeah.
with your
Yeah, no,
witness.
Modar would have handed that to prove that it was stolen, and would have definitely handed that to them.
Okay, so the cloak and the brooch was given to us, right?
Okay.
I'll allow it. No problem.
All right, so I'm the one holding it.
Yeah, I completely didn't think about that, so you can have that one.
Yeah, she would take it. No problem.
As these two individuals kind of like open up like the door, you'll see a very luxurious style room, bookcases lining the walls with all sorts of different books with different color, and a fireplace lit, and you get a little waft of lavender as you make your way in as well. And this is when you see Ingor sitting behind her desk and looks up. I was beginning to wonder if you all have scattered off.
I take a step in the room and what a lovely office you have here. No,
Thank you.
we're still here at the same tavern we've been at. And I'm
Mhm.
assuming there's chairs on the other side of her desk.
Yep, there's a few places to sit.
I'll sit in the one most directly in front of her and hop up there and
Just sit to the side.
so I have good news for you, and I have bad news for you. I'll start with the bad news.
Go on.
And if I look over, Alencia, will you? Last night we were robbed, and
That is
unfortunately
true.
they took the device. But the good news is that the device was not in a working status, which is why we didn't bring it to you.
Hmm. What evidence do you have of this?
If you would like, you can ask the tavern keeper at the place we're staying that they saw a man running down the stairs with a firebolt flying after him that even singed the cloak he was wearing.
And this is
Uh,
the cloak in question. And I'll hand it
and
over.
She'll begin to look over it, and then as she holds it in both of her hands, looking over like the singe marks, and then also like looking over the brooch in her hands, she'll give you like a look out of the corner of her eye, Togo, and proceed.
unfortunately, we no longer have the device. But as we stated to you before, we were not the original people that got this device. And we found a caravan that was dead on the ground. And since they were guild members of our friend Modar, we decided to bring the caravan here and try and figure out what to do with the goods. The device that was stolen did not work. My friend Modar is skilled with tinkering, and he was working on trying to complete it. But what they stole it has no effect at all. It's utter garbage, trash. So we can't give you the device, but it also can't be given to the Order of the Light either, and they don't have it in their possession, or at least in a working manner.
Is that also including the good news?
That is the good news, that it doesn't work.
That seems to only be bad news to my ears. Go on.
But my friend Modar and Zanashi, whom you met the other day, were out trying to find if they can, or see if they can find the person who robbed his room. But besides that, there's not much else that we can provide for you.
The thief in question seemed to have been a male human or elf. But they made out with the device in question last night, unfortunately, while wearing that.
She'll place the brooch on like her desk, and then like kind of lean back in her chair, folding her arms over her chest, and well, is your friend dead?
Modar?
Yes, the one that had the device.
No, he's not.
I don't believe any of our lives were in danger. The individuals seemed to be only interested in that device.
And unless I'm wrong, and it does seem that Xander has begun slipping, or perhaps faltered in a way. You see, Zuri is more than aware of your arrival here in Moga, and with that, I'm quite certain that he would assume that you have the device, and having scouts and ears to every wall and eyes around every corner. Not surprised that he had sent someone to see your friend.
We thought we'd set up plenty of precautions, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
No one died, and granted, they stole the object, but it was before he was able to fix it, so
Well, unfortunately, I will have to look past my gain of this treasure, if you will. But it still lies a problem. See, if I don't have what I want, then our deal is not complete. The manner of your worker's friend comes to weigh in question.
that is true, though I don't know where she's at currently. What was the time that she would have to serve for her sentence?
Well, I didn't wish to hold any heavy weight over her head when learning that she was not from the city, but a day in the cells or 100 gold.
Okay, I'm sure she will come to a decision with that, or come to a decision about that. She's very reasonable.
We hope to recover any sort of damage this may have caused, whether or not our deal was successful. I do wish to compensate for that.
Question, you would have more knowledge of these people. Would you suspect that when they realize the object does not work, the Order of the Light will attempt to settle up with my friend Modar?
Well, I'm sure that they will.
Okay.
I don't seem it very likely that they would let something slip through their hands.
All right then. Well, I appreciate the warning. I will go inform my friend Zanashi that since we can't provide that, the deal is off, and give her choices and what options she has. But thank you for seeing us, and I'm very sorry for an inconvenience this might have caused you, but I'm glad it didn't cause you any harm.
Well, I do have one more question for you. Sorry, I quite can't remember your name.
Togo.
Ah, that's right. Well, Mr. Togo, are you quite certain that the device that they have taken does not work? You see, I find it very odd that you wouldn't bring that up when your friend's well-being lies in the balance.
What, when my friend, or when Zanashi was in jail?
Yes, the work.
Listen, I don't know anything about these tinkering stuff. I'm not from Vala. I don't know what they make there. All I know is that when we told Modar about it, he got real pale and went, it doesn't work, so we can't give it to her. Because he'd been trying to figure out how it was supposed to work and then figure out how to make it, and yeah, no, it's been a bit of a problem because, well, he was supposed to give it to somebody, but we didn't know who. So
Roll me a deception check. Valencia, if you have proficiency in it, I'll allow you to roll, or at least give advantage for Togo.
Can I, like, add on to that, potentially?
Yes, please do.
someone like Modar, he would feel a bit guilty of handing in something that wasn't quite up to his standard. For he is a tinkerer and quite a perfectionist at that. We were hoping this would be done in a timely manner before any problems arise, and that you would get to find out how it worked and all. But unfortunately, we were too late.
Go ahead and give it to me with advantage, anyways, Togo.
All right.
That's a good roll. I mean, 16 is pretty good too, but a 25 is pretty damn good. Little smile will come across your face. Well, seems that your halfling luck is maybe contagious. Thank you for the news. I do expect the time or the gold to be paid, but once receiving word of either or, I will see fit that the rest of your stay here is undisturbed.
Yes, we'll let her know
I'll
right
kinda-
away.
Bob my head and thank you.
I scoot the chair out and stand up and bow. Turn for the door.
And I guess we head back to the inn. At least I wouldn't have any place else I would want to go.
Yeah, we
Well,
would
as
walk together.
you each make your way outside Zanashi, you've had a good position while you're waiting, and you haven't noticed anything of significance while you're about. But you will notice Togo and Alencia making their way out of the two main doors, then down the stairs to the street.
Without the cloak I was carrying.
Yep,
So-
without the cloak.
I'll start making my way over towards where they're at.
Do I notice Zanashi making her way? Because she's trying to be stealthy and not not
You do
standing
not.
out.
I'm pretty sure your passive perception's above an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice this fairly tall orc with like this dark cloak making their way through the crowd. It's mainly noticeable because of her height. She's at least a head taller than everyone else.
If I'll like look at her, and if she looks at me and recognizes me, I'll try and just motion for her to not come to us while we're near the guardhouse.
I would whisper, that's her, that's the cloak we bought for her.
I thought y'all were by the tavern because we're over by the tavern.
Oh,
I
never
thought
mind.
you were following them to the market. To the headquarters.
No, we was hanging out by the
Oh,
tavern.
okay. Yeah, then when you make your way back to the tavern, to that area, that's when you'll run into her. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were outside of the headquarters. Apologies. But once you're kind of making your way back to the tavern, then you'll see Zanashi kind of slightly inconspicuous, just hanging out and keeping an eye, recording things.
As soon
I'm
as
assuming she's waiting.
as soon as I see them, I'm going to start making my way to them. I'm not even trying to hide while I'm going over to them. If they're coming out, I'm assuming that everything's fine.
Hey, so I have good news and bad news. What do you want first?
You pick, Togo.
The bad news is that they want you to either pay 100 gold or spend a night in jail. But the good news is that we're all not going to be arrested and tortured to figure out where the information on it Also, the other bad news is that Modar, someone may be coming to try and kill you in the next couple evenings when they realize the device doesn't work.
What's-
Well, I had planned on going to the Order of the Light and in dealing with that as soon as possible once things are settled with her. The one thing I did want to, would they be willing to possibly exchange plans for the device for Zanashi's jailing or fine in place of?
That I didn't ask. But
And you didn't offer to pay my fine?
I mean, I figured that you would have your own decision on whether you wanted us to be fined or sleep
Well-
in a jail cell.
I'm just kidding with you, Togo. But I think we
Fine.
should leave this city tonight. Because I
I
have no
was-
plans of going and sitting in a cell when there's no manacles on me at the moment.
I was actually planning on giving you 100 gold to give to them.
No.
Please, I insist.
I think we should head out at dusk.
If we need help getting you past the guards, if I put my hand on your back or on your arm, don't attack anybody or like make loud noises.
Like I said, we may be able to. I would like to talk to you. Go to the Order of the Light and confront them, and then from there, as long as everybody's still standing, and we might be able to, if I can work out a deal with them, to just give them a copy of the plans. I think I can maybe work with at least one of their, with somebody from their guild and work something out there.
Do you think you could tell them that this woman at the guard tower has a working device?
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you wish to negotiate with thieves?
No, but I do need to let them know why I'm not delivering it. They paid us to deliver it. They stole it, and it's not being delivered.
Oh,
That, and
alright.
we need to make sure that no one's trying to come kill Modar.
I feel like that's an unnecessary risk, isn't it? We pay the fine and then we leave, right?
I have not. We came here to deliver the device to them. I was holding off on delivering it because I was fixing it. If I don't at least go talk to them after it was stolen, then the guild will lose face, and I can't have that.
Oh,
It makes
I
us
see.
look suspicious.
Understood. Yeah, I just be careful.
Oh, I will.
We do still have one that actually works, though, right?
What's that?
The one we have does actually work.
It should, in theory.
Okay. We're just not really wanting to hand it over as due to what it can do.
It seems very powerful, and on top of that, they did just steal it. So
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, what's the plan? As we're I would say nearing probably close to 11 a.m. And nearing early afternoon. Are you just gonna go talk to them by yourself, Modar, or are you gonna bring everyone with you?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, everyone is more than welcome to come, unless anybody would prefer to stay behind.
I'm still nervous about the trial, and I would like to look after that.
Nervous about what?
The drow. They still know I'm here, and I am, so.
Well, look at it this way. If they do attack us while we're in that district, we'll have plenty of allies to support us.
Right, but the issue is the innocent civilians. Even if they are enemies of this drow, having them assist us with their lives on the line is just too unnecessary and dangerous.
Well, that is life. Everybody's life is in danger all the time.
How many
It's-
guards is at that guard tower that I noticed when I went there the first time under arrest?
When you went to the headquarters when you were placed under arrest, I would say, saw like a good 15, like making your way in and out, like seeing relatively the same few familiar faces. I was trying to think of the word. But when you were in the cell itself, there were 4 there. But you've also seen guards at the gates, at least in the northern entrance.
Again, if it's about if they're facing me and the gods at the gate, that's fine. But when they're inside, I just can't help but not want to put anyone else unarmed in danger.
Well, they've been in this city long before you got here, so you're not putting anybody in any more danger than they already were. The issues with the drow in this city were here before we were.
We don't know where they're coming from, right?
What if we're seen going to the Order of the Light?
What does that matter? They know that I was supposed to deliver it there. I do have legitimate business with them. We've settled our dealings with her. And we're not leaving the city. You're not escaping yet, so we should be fine.
I like that word yet.
Well, either way, I don't think I can come with you regarding the nervousness they have for someone like me.
It might not help our case if they're trying to or if they're busy being distracted by Alencia. Plus, she may not be safe there. We don't know how aggressive they are.
Well, in that case, let's all go.
Zanashi likes the sound of that.
Yes, I had a feeling. I definitely have no problems with Zanashi coming. I have a feeling it will make things hopefully push them in the right direction. We will see.
So, do you
My
think
kind of diplomacy, or is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that's a last resort.
So do you think it's better for me to hold up or keep an eye out for any
If we
potential-
have... If you're afraid of other drow coming, I don't necessarily want to leave you by yourself, so...
Yes, there are always there's safety in numbers, and something tells me when we go in here, we will need numbers. So, Valencia, I don't think you have anything to worry about with going here with us.
It's gonna be worse in either way, I suppose.
That doesn't matter. At this point, they know you're a companion of ours. Whether you're there or not, you'll be there in their mind.
She looks out towards the general town square, and All right. I will look my best for this.
All right.
And do they have like makeup kind of stuff back in these days? I mean, in this world or anything?
Yeah, like little paints and stuff like that to give yourself little disguises. I believe that's some of the things listed in the disguising kit.
Let's see. We could always get some kind of face paints and stuff like that and make you not look so drow. And then you could go with us.
Oh, that I feel is just a little bit too ingenuine. If
And
I'm a,
it's your war paint.
At this point, they know she's Drow. They know she travels with us.
I don't want to hide that fact anymore. They're
Let's
just going to have to deal with it.
let's face it. If they broke into my room and stole the device, they know too much about us in order to hide. So let's just get this over with. Let's go.
Do it.
All right. So, as you all set out, making your way to the north western side of the city towards the Order of the Light's headquarters, eventually making your way through some of the residential areas of the city, and then I believe it was only Modar and Alencia that had seen the destructive parts of the city. The two others, Zanashi and Togo, you had been kind of more just towards the city walls and that end of the of Moga. But when you get to this area, you'll see like destroyed buildings and little bits of fire kind of still burning, crackling in the distance. Um, about roughly a quarter of a mile in length before reaching where the other side of Moga, where there's civilization once more and buildings and the architecture more intact and seemingly less destroyed from these two warring factions. And as you all are walking up towards the Order of the Light's headquarters, you will see a human male standing out front. Pretty short and heavy set. You see him with curly red hair and narrow brown eyes, wearing some chainmail and holding two swords at his side, as another individual, just wearing pants and shirtless, holds a whip in his hands, and you see him addressing the crowd with a few of what you presume to be guards standing upon the stairs of the headquarters, and you hear him proclaim, "I, Dury, sentence this man to be crucified upon failing the Order of the Light's request. Let this be an example to each of you. What is to happen if you deliberately betray me?" And you'll hear the individual kind of calling out, But it wasn't my fault. A couple whips crack against his chest as he's just tied up in a T-like manner on this cross. And each of the guards will then begin to raise a banner, crimson red in color. Or I'm sorry, not crimson red. Pearlescent in color, and the same symbol that you had seen on the brooch.
I
What
look over at
this-
Modar.
Well, that's where we're gonna go ahead and take our break for just a few moments, and
All right.
we'll be back in just a moment.
Be right back.
All right, and we're back. Just as this gentleman has instructed his guards to raise the banners and begin striking the individual placed upon the cross. And as the sounds of the whip echo through the little town's square here, eventually his screams go quiet. And he seems to be knocked unconscious.
What is he accused of?
Who said that?
Zanashi said that.
Oh shit.
Okay. How many people is standing there? Like, how many people has he got out here? Just, I guess I need to
Like
ask
how many
that.
people are in total, or how many are like
Not just
dressed up?
observing this, but I'm talking about that look like they're part of the Punishers.
Let me pull you all over to here. Okay. Didn't save the map. Perfect.
I'm on a white map.
Let me just scoot you back so I can edit it real quick. But there is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that you can see that are taking part in the whipping and execution.
Okay.
You! Was it you? And he's pointing into a crowd, and you see a few just off to your right side, Zanashi. No. And begin to point over to their left.
I'm going to toss my robe off and draw my battle or my great axe. It was I who said it. What of it?
It's a filthy orc. What's that by your side?
I'm charging this motherfucker and I'm going into a rage when I'm about 15
Wait,
foot away from him.
Nashi, no. But I will say that if I see her getting
Respond?
ready to like charge, I'm gonna say, Zanashi, no, wait.
They're beating this guy, man, unconscious.
Yeah, the guy that stole the shit out of my room.
He was probably ordered to do so, though.
Well, no, that's Dury, right? The leader of.
Yeah, that's who we came to talk to.
Yeah, can we stick to that plan, please?
Is Dury here?
Dury's
Yes,
the one
that's
you're
the guy
charging.
you're talking to. He said, "I am Dury."
That's the guy you're charging right now.
All right. Well, there we go.
Oh, fuck's sake.
All right. So I'm gonna need Zanashi at the front, and then the rest of you to add your tokens behind her.
He didn't have a battle map made for us not to fight. Just saying.
I know. I realized that as soon as he said I had a map. Or dang it, I didn't save the map.
So here's the thing: is now knowing Zanashi's attitude, I have a battle map ready for almost everything.
Hey, I got a trait, guys, that I have to follow.
I got you. No, like I said, but he is. Like I said, Modar is hollering out the way he is. You do what you want with it. Wait, where the hell are the tokens in this freaking thing?
Wait a second. My passive perception isn't allowed. Oh, never mind. I would have still
They're
passed.
in your journal, and all you have to do is click and drag your name to the map. And
I'm
then you
just-
can click your token and then roll initiative from your sheet. Because at this point, while you're charging him, he'll just like, you don't know what you've gotten yourself in for.
And neither do you. And I'm just gonna start growling and going into a rage. Well, once I make it 10 more foot, I am anyway.
Yeah, so then that will be like your kind of surprise round as they're kind of caught a little flat-footed and you are charging for.
Which one is Dury? I'm assuming we would know who that is.
I'm gonna assume it's that guy in the white.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to just make random assumptions.
Yes, that is correct, and he would have just been slightly forward after making his claim out to the crowd, unsure of who is making those calls.
Okay. Waiting for you to get done with your initiative stuff. Look at that. Modar's first.
All right. So, as we begin the battle, on the top of the turn order is you, Modar.
All right.
Wow. Rhythm Bot does not want to work tonight.
All right. So we've got all these guys up there. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guys up here. What's the crowd? I'm turning around to look at the crowd. What is the crowd doing? Does
The
the
crowd
look-
is beginning to hide and shiver in like a bit of fear as they've kind of just like spread out for this to play out.
So they're not backing this guy. They're running and hiding.
Correct.
That's what I'm looking like. The overall general feeling from the crowd is they're scared of this guy.
And or you guys.
Gotcha. But whatever. They're afraid of whatever's happening, but they're not backing this guy. All right. Cool.
Correct.
All right. With that, and they're on. I'm assuming this is a raised platform that they're on, or is that still at ground
No,
level?
it's just like what would be like the sidewalk kind of area. But the stairs are what kind of go up to the doors leading inside.
Gotcha.
But they're on like a flat surface, same level as you.
How do I measure movement? It's 5 feet. Do I have to measure movement on this? Is that how that works?
Well, each square, I mean, it should be 5 foot, but each square is 5 foot. And if you left click and hold your token, you can right click, and then when you right click again, you can begin to make like the.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you weren't the one pinging. If so, I was worried that you might have something incorrect selected.
Alright, I'm gonna move over there. And right, because I got 30 feet, 30 feet of movement, and I am going to. Fuck me. I am casting Mage Armor. I'm casting Mage Armor, and yeah, no, that's it for me.
Part of the snow hare, I see. Well, it's time to claim what's mine.
That's what we came here for. Which yours was stolen. I came to talk about that. But apparently, we're moving beyond that.
Anything else?
At this point, no. He's like I said, yeah, no. We came to talk, and I'm protecting myself. End of story. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm not actually firing anything. I'm not attacking. And he heard me tell her to stop, right?
Yes, but with Zanashi still heading forward, this member of the Order of Light will begin to charge forward towards you, Zanashi. Pull back his sword and make an attack at you for a 14 to hit.
That hits.
All right. And as he lunges forward and piercing you just right into your left calf, it will deal a total of 2 damage.
And that's taking
Basically
resistance
max. No, that's not with your resistance, so you'll take 1 damage.
then? Okay.
Basically max. And I do believe that'll be the end of that one's turn. Togo.
I look at Dury and say, God, you can't even properly steal something, and cast Vicious Mockery on him.
All right. Link it for me. Wisdom save is a natural 20.
Alright, so nothing happens. And then, there we go. I look at Zanashi and say, don't let them get you down. Let's show this guy he's a clown, and use one of my Bardic Inspiration.
Rhythm bot decides to randomly start working again.
Exactly.
At least it went to like a guitar for you playing your lute.
And then I use a Bardic Inspiration on Zanashi. And then that'll be my turn.
All right. What's your inspiration dice as? It's D8 now, or is it a D6 still?
D6 still.
Okay. So Zanashi, remember that you have the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
But with that in mind, it is your turn.
I am going to take the opportunity attack, and I'm going to bum rush this sucker.
All right. It's only a 5 as he swings his sword at you as you take off in a sprinted manner, but you're just too quick and it just ping on the ground right behind you as you're sprinting full force towards Dury. And guessing you're gonna slash this dude up.
And no, you're rolling a 20.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit.
No, I'm telling you, I'm giving you a 20 right now. My portents, I've got a 20. I'm sitting in my portents. You just rolled a 20.
Oh,
You just rolled a crit.
that wasn't a crit. That was
I'm t-
13 plus.
No,
oh,
no,
you're
he
saying
can make you
roll.
roll a
Yeah,
20.
he
I
has
can
to
make you a crit.
Oh,
I just made
okay.
you roll a crit. You just crit on
Awesome.
this guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what he's trying to say. Even it was a little confusing because he actually rolled a 20.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was trying to get to him before he rolled the attack, but he rolled it before I could say anything. So yeah.
Okay, so that's my normal damage without
So
critical.
we can just double it to make it easier, which is 34.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
connect with your elf mutilator, taking a decent chunk on him. You see as it connects, you just like pop off a bit of the chain armor that he's wearing, and it like breaks off a couple of the links, and they fall to the ground. You drew first blood on this guy.
Die. And with that, I don't think there's really anything else I could do, so I'll just end my turn.
As Dury kind of grabs like his left arm, holding it, he'll unsheath his weapons, and you'll see him pull out a scimitar and a short sword as he swings at you once with the scimitar for an 8.
That's definitely a miss.
And swinging with his short sword for a 23.
That's a hit.
9 damage, halved, you'll take 4. As he connects solidly with the short sword and drawing a bit of blood as he swipes it across your gut. And swings the scimitar once more for an 11 to hit.
Miss.
And missing as you just maneuver yourself slightly out of the way, feeling the wind from the blade just missing your chest. And then he'll just come on out, boys. Moving us to this one's turn. And this one will begin to make their way over towards you, Modar. But when he reaches you, that's all that he can do. Valencia, it's your turn.
She'll look at the events of unfolding before her and just go, truly disgusting. And will take out her new staff and run behind this man to hopefully clock him in the back of the neck.
Remember it? The 13 on this individual is a miss.
Okay. Then I will just yeah, I guess I'll punch him with my bonus action.
14 is a miss as well.
Damn it. I don't have multi-attack. Shit.
Yeah, dude, we're still level 3 right now.
Yeah. Fucking whatever. Yeah. Guess that's it.
All right. Bring us to this individual's turn. Take position on here, on Yuzanashi, and stab forward with a spear. For a 16.
It's a hit.
4 damage in total. Halved is 2. And then to another guard who will take side, say, get back, Dury. We'll hold him off. As he lunges at you with his spear. A 13?
Miss.
All right, so as he lunges towards you, you just move slightly out of the way after getting punctured with the one previously. It gave you just enough to...
Did you roll advantage?
Yes, I did, but thank you.
Okay.
The first one was a 1. But as the first spear connected, just knocking you slightly off balance for this one to just go wide. And actually, go here. But back at the top of the turn order, round 2 is you, Modar.
All right. I will cast Blur as second level spell. And I'm going to at this point try and move. They're all coming out of that building in front of us, correct? That's where they seem to be coming out of that building, the guards that have come out.
I'm not really sure how to answer that question.
Sorry, I mean, okay. They seem to be like the headquarters is right in front of us, correct? That's
Correct,
what I'm saying. Like,
yes.
this is the actual headquarters building in front of us, not.
Yep, and then the main
okay.
doors seem to be in front of you. At the base of that is where you see the gentleman who's been whipped to unconsciousness.
Okay, cool. That's why originally I thought like we were in like a town square away from their headquarters, but that's their headquarters. All right, cool. That's what I was getting at. And I am going to try and move over here behind behind Togo. I understand the attack of opportunity, but it will be at disadvantage.
Yep. Ooh, and good thing. One was a natural 20, and the other was an 8.
The 8 is a miss. My AC is
The blur's
15.
already paying off.
Is 15.
Yep, and he misses as he swings, or as he kind of like lunges forward towards you with the spear. It kind of just like hits an area of where you were, and your body's still remaining there as it connects, but then fades, and then the image kind of catches back up to you.
And as I'm coming over, there is no need for this. Everybody just calm down.
You tell this one to lay down the axe, and I'll tell the others to stand down.
Is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Can I do a I don't know, insight check if he's being truthful?
Sure.
Do I believe him?
You do, actually. His voice seeming a bit shaken when he says it. Maybe that the blow that Zanashi did to him took him at a bit more of a surprise than he may have anticipated, but he does seem to hold some truth to his words. But with this one being quite uncertain, takes a half-hearted attack at you, Elencia, for an 11 to hit.
No.
And as like you see him kind of like swing forward with the sword, and he just has a little look of like uncertainty with the response that Dury had just given. But after missing and you deflecting the attack, he seems to focus back up and be ready for his next maneuver. But that brings us to Togo.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I need to. I'm gonna step up behind this guy and stab him in the back. The one, yeah. With my rapier.
Nice roll.
24 to hit.
It is a nice roll, and that does hit. Dealing 8 damage.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Brings us to you, Zanashi. You've heard the words of Modar call out multiple times to stand down in one way or another.
I can't. I can't stop myself from raging.
But your anger is consuming you. And you lunge forward for another attack? Question mark?
Yes, I do.
17 hits.
And as I hit him, I'm going to yell out to the others. If you're still here when he's dead, then you will all die too.
Give me an intimidation check with, there you go, the damage roll.
Not very intimidating. That's good damage roll though.
It is.
Max damage.
Can you get advantage on the intimidation roll because it looks like a very, very terrifying attack?
You'll
Maybe
see
about
a
a
few
crit.
of them quivering in fear, others standing fast, their spears at the ready.
And that's gonna be my turn.
Which brings us to Dury, who will take a step back using the disengage action and hold his sword to this one and say, lay down the axes, or lay down your axe and lay down your weapons. This one's already dead. There's nothing that you can do. But I have more coming.
You're the
And
only
then
one who
he'll
needs
just
to die.
begin to lunge forward that'll be it. This one will maneuver, taking a point behind you, and then taking his spear with both hands and trying to grapple you, Modar. Dury says succeed, or secede. You will give up. Give me an opposed athletics check, please.
All right. Give me just a second.
And as he tries to put the spear over you, you press your hands up and like knock it away, and then he just takes like a step back after you knock him off balance, and you are fine. Alencia.
Come on, Elista.
She's going to see what's happening and take an evasive maneuver, and she will bonus action patient defense.
Thought you was going to say you was going into a rage. Thought you was learning from me.
She took points into barbarian, or a level into barbarian. So as you move away, this will cause a disadvantage on, if I'm not mistaken, that path was 3?
2.
2? Okay.
I specifically avoided this one.
Gotcha. I wasn't 100% sure, but I just remember like a C formation, like a backward C. It went too quick for my stupid brain. But these will both get attacks at you. A 12 and
Nope.
a 9.
Nope. And I will attack.
How would they get an attack on him if he did disengage?
He took the patient defense. He didn't disengage.
Oh, okay, he changed it.
Yeah. I by evasive maneuver, I mean she was ducking out of the way of everyone to get to where she is now, and she will intentionally miss her quarterstaff and say, "I'm afraid you're going to have to be the one to stand down first." And that will be it.
So as he's still beginning his like lunge towards this individual to end his life, you whiff with your quarterstaff, bringing us to the guard's turn, who, after now seeing no one laying down their arms and moving forward with some attacks, will get at an upright attention stance and thrust forward towards you, Zanashi, for a 22 to hit.
Okay.
For 4 damage, and for your rage, down to 2. Keep drawing stuff. Do you need it?
No, I'm trying to delete it right now. Sorry. I'm
Just
trying to figure some stuff out. Yeah.
backspace, no problem. I was just curious. But with that one, that'll be the end of its turn, and bringing us to the other guard on the other side. And as his comrade makes a solid connection, he will swing, and that is another 22 to hit for another 2 damage. Okay, well, I guess that's makes sense. They're both teaming up on you, dealing the same attacks with the same damage. No variety at all.
Also, that was with the
with
resist already?
the resistance is down to 2.
Okay.
As those connect solidly, and then Alencia making her way away from this one, feeling that his comrades have been moving good enough on you, will make his way down into range of you, Togo, and swing his spear. For only a 10 to hit, which I believe is a miss.
That is a miss.
Back to you, Modar. The one behind you is attempt to grapple you. Your friends don't seem to be heeding your warnings, and the enemies are still swinging as well.
All right. Yeah. This one that's attacking me now, he's getting magic missile, level 1.
All right. I think this is the first time that you've used it. Do you want to flavor it for me?
Yeah. I'll turn around. I'll look at him, and I tried not to do this. You asked for it, and with my staff in hand, I'll just kind of point to him, and as I touch him with the tip of the staff, the magic missile just comes out and just explodes into his chest.
3. 5 in total. Ooh, there it is. And as the first 2 bolts strike him, you'll see it create like a nice wound, and the third follows suit. And how do you want to do the last hit?
And it just goes right straight through him and blows a hole in his chest where the staff had touched him. And I'll turn around and say, I tried not to do this. You brought this on yourself at this point. And that will be the end of my turn. Wait, actually, let's double check. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right, and as this one hits the ground that you just struck with your magic missile and releases the spear, the one in front of you, Togo, will turn and swing his sword at you. For a 12 to hit.
That misses.
And as he swings, you just like kind of duck out of the way, pushing it just ever so slightly with your loot, not causing any damage. You've learned how to use this as a good defense mechanism over your years, and it is paying off now. And it's your turn.
Seeing as that guy just tried to stab me, I will attempt to stab him back with my rapier again. For a 12 to hit.
And that is a miss. As he brings up his sword and just blocks it with or blocks your rapier and its momentum.
All right. Well, that'll be my turn.
Zanashi.
This one up here to my northeast, I want to give him a round at it.
A 24 will hit solidly.
14 points of damage.
All right. Any way you want to flavor for how you slaughter this one?
I am chopping its head off, and as I chop its head off, I kind of look back over my shoulder. You're next.
Anything else?
That's it. Well, Yeah, that's all I'm going to do this round.
And Dury will finish swinging his or like lunging with his scimitar towards this individual, striking him straight in the throat and then ripping it out. And then as you see the blood just kind of pour over this individual's chest as his body becomes limp and hangs with just the restraints from his wrist that lay upon the cross. And then he'll turn towards you, Alencia, swinging his short sword for an 11, which I believe is a miss. And then swinging at you with the scimitar for a 16 as the blood from it kind of starts.
I still have patient defense.
That's correct. So let me re-roll that one. A 13.
Wonderful.
Is that a miss as well?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Thank you for the reminder. And as like he swings forward, like the blood from this individual's like spatters across you, but the blade doesn't make a solid connection. And he'll say, "You should have laid down your arms when you had the chance. The others will be outside momentarily. I hope your lives were worth it."
You'll be dead before they make it out.
Oh, as one begins to make their way out, making it to this location, leaving the doors open behind him, and you can see one close treading his path there, Alencia, and two others about 30 feet off towards some stairs that are coming down from the second level. And this one will begin to attack, lunging at you with its spear for a 14. That's still with the disadvantage.
Nope. Yep. Nothing.
Nothing?
Yep.
All right. And just want to double check. This one behind you, Modar, is dead, bringing us to this one, who will maneuver around, getting to here. And then the doors on the right side open. This is when you see 3 more guards making their way out.
Jesus.
Gets to there as he leaves the doors open behind him, and then it is your turn, Alencia.
Thank you. I haven't hit anyone yet. Okay.
Disappointing me, Alencia.
I will. Yep, I will swing quarterstaff with a lot more fury than before at one of the spearmen. This one.
All right.
Fuck's sake, really?
Sorry, bud. You're just a bit nervous as these individuals are beginning to surround you. And as you swing the quarterstaff, it does not find purchase.
She'll clench her fists and swing forth at him.
And that hits.
Remember, they hate drow.
I hate
So you
them.
find a little break in between the chainmail armor that this one's wearing and connect right into like the ribs. And you hear a couple crack. So you feel like you've done some decent damage to this one.
I might need some assistance. And I don't even think it's worth moving anywhere. No. Yeah, that's it. Well, no. Fuck. That's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fine.
Zanashi, this one that you've turned to and proclaimed that his head is up on the platter next, right after you decapitated his friend, will look at you and you'll see him begin to just weep in a way and drop his spear and turn to run. Doesn't even think about doing this in a tactical manner, just is looking to get the hell out of there.
I will not take an opportunity attack against him.
Making it to here then. Bringing us this one's turn. Get here and look at you, Zanashi, as he holds his spear and says, I won't be so easily torn away from my friends, my calling. That I hold true.
We shall see.
Bringing us to this one, and he will lunge his spear again at you, Togo. 15.
15 is my AC, so that is
Boss.
a hit.
3 damage.
Ow.
All right, so this combat seems like it's going to run a little long, so let's run through one more round, see where we're at, and then call it there.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Modar, it's your turn.
All right. I am dropping a level 2 sleep right on where that gentleman, right on the boss there.
Level 2 sleep.
Yep.
What is that, 68? Oh, 2 extra. Nice, 78.
Strangely, I don't think that's going to be enough.
Hit the lowest health minions first. So
Within 20 feet of
him,
that, yeah.
but
Within 20 feet, yeah.
All right, just checking the health. Okay. So, this one to Alencia's southwest is asleep. Then, let me just double check. 5, 10. Yep, okay. This one's asleep. And that one's asleep. So You have put to sleep 1, 2, 3, and 4 individuals as they loosen their grips on their spears and slowly make their way towards the ground as their eyelids become heavy and they fall fast asleep.
And that will be, and I'll look at the two next to Togo, and you will be next, if not me, then her. And I'll point at Zanashi.
You can go ahead and give me an intimidation check at that point as this one turns around, seeing the blood-stained axe of Zanashi and his friend's
Decapitated
head
friend.
just decapitated.
And then all of the other guys just falling to the ground. Wait, do I get advantage for that? All the rest of them just
yeah,
falling
I'll
to the
give
ground?
you advantage because like all the others would be falling at that same point. All right. And it is his turn next. And as he turns, he'll follow suit from what the gentleman in the spear did, with the spear did, and begin to run away, taking his sword in hand. Dogo, would you like an opportunity attack?
No.
No, I was like, did I disconnect? I don't hear anything. All right, well, then he will continue his movement away. And get to about there. And it is your turn, Mr. Toga.
I am gonna cast. Seeing everyone fall to the ground, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at Dury. At a first level spell? Yeah, first level spell slot.
Ooh, natural 1 on the wisdom save.
As I see him turn to run away, I look over at the other guy and say, "See, even your leader is running away."
I thought you were casting this on Dury.
I am, but the guy next to me,
Oh, the guy next to you. Okay, gotcha.
because even though he's not like fleeing,
Can you link the spell for me? I want to make sure I know exactly what this is doing.
Just there we go.
All right. And he'll begin to run.
Does he run on his turn though?
It's on his. It must immediately use his reaction. So he's out of there. I do believe after doing a little bit of research, that does actually provoke an opportunity attack, Valencia.
I will take it.
Did you get the 3d6 psychic damage on him?
Yeah, the
That was
7.
7 damage.
Because
Oh, okay.
why would it matter if I attack? I'm just gonna miss.
Maybe
What's
you
up with
feel
you at
a little.
11?
Maybe you feel a little bit bad for killing these individuals for whatever reason. I don't know, but None have.
Don't plant that seed in his head about feeling bad, man. He'll start hard playing that again.
Togo, anything else for your turn?
No.
Sanashi. One has fled from you, the other lays behind you decapitated, and a few others have fallen fast asleep from what you can tell.
It looks like there's only one still standing right next to, what's her name?
Yep, and that one's about to lose his head.
What are we
There's one with
here
a
to
sword.
accomplish?
I thought it was diplomacy.
This is
Yeah.
diplomacy.
Okay.
And 18 hits, though.
It's my diplomacy.
Hey, we said that Zanashi's diplomacy was still on the table.
I
You
said
said
last
it-
resort, not
It
first
was the last
resort.
resort.
No, this is first resort. There is no last about this. This is first. This is the first thing we do, not the
Hey.
last.
Who said that? You? F you. All right, go die. I don't think that's.
This was my last resort.
Anything else?
Dury just committed suicide randomly, guys. I'm sorry.
As you
That's-
sink into this one, you deal a hefty amount of damage, but it doesn't seem to have made quite the impact as it had to others.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna finish out my movement. I only move 5 foot, if I remember right. Yeah. I'll take the opportunity attack.
The 15 on you from the opportunity, and the others are asleep.
Okay, it hits.
Total of 7, halved is 3. So this one hits you and slashes you across the back with his sword, and then you just continue to make your way past the sleeping individuals. And Alencia.
Yep, and that's where I end my turn at. I have no more movement.
All right. So, you'll hear Dury just say, "Get the hell in there!" Turn, meeting eyes with you, Zanashi, and charging forward. Why won't you just die? A 22 on the first one.
Yep.
Swinging with a last-ditch effort and hopingly protecting his life. A total of 8 halved is 4. The third hit with the longsword is a natural 20.
Okay.
That will deal a total of 11 damage to you. And then the third with the scimitar again.
Does that have or
No, the half will be 5. I'm just giving you the totals. And then the last attack with the scimitar is a 17.
hits?
And a total of 6. And halved is 3. And with their leader charging in, get next to you, Zanashi, and stab at you with his spear. A 13.
Miss.
And not finding purchase, going to the next guard as he lunges forward towards you, Alencia, for a 6. Which is
No.
a brutal hit. Right on target.
on the ground.
The ground is chipped. And this one will swing at you again, Sanashi. Ooh, natural 1. That's basically max damage as he misses wildly. And as he does so, the spear will just like slip out of his hands and then like fall at your feet. And as it kind of just ding, 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 ding against the ground, you'll see his hands just shaking and a fear in his eyes as he is just standing before you in mouth agape, basically shitting his pants.
I just chopped your buddy's head off.
This
You
one's
might
asleep.
Get out of here.
Next one's asleep, and brings us to Valencia.
How bad is Zanashi looking?
Some would say pretty fucked up. There's definitely taken quite a few connections as they don't seem to be drawing as much blood as that would find purchase against you. She does seem quite a bit battered.
Okay, I move there.
That'll just, I believe, be one opportunity attack since the others are
Yep.
asleep. Another natural 1. Well, we're gonna get these out of the way then.
Yep. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit the one that hasn't been hitting, I guess.
I put my hands on Zanashi and go, "Don't worry. We got this. Show no mercy." And I heal her.
Ooh, where do you touch me at?
Your swinging arm.
Awesome.
Pretty low, but yeah.
Hey, anything's better than nothing.
And I will. I can't use flurry of blows at this point, right?
I believe for Fury of Blows, you have to use your attack action. If I'm not
Alright.
mistaken.
Well, then in that case, I'll just use my bonus action punch then. On Dury. Yeah, would you fucking know? It's a 4. Another 4. Another 4.
Unfortunately, but
Why?
the dice are not in your favor tonight. That's another miss.
Not even healing has been in my side.
You could be like the druid in our Sunday night group that Clue always decides to put to sleep or incapacitate, and they fail every single saving throw.
Is that it for your turn, Alencia?
He does fail every damn saving throw. He always ends up restrained or grappled or some crap.
I think you do it on purpose.
I can't even use Hands of Harm because I have to hit. Whatever. Yeah, it's my turn.
All right. The other that was running will continue to run. This one up next is a sleep, and this one will go attempt to defend the leader. And take a swing at you, Valencia. Natural 20.
Yeah, I guess I deserve it, huh?
For a total of 11 damage.
Fuck.
And that's the end of that one's turn. by you, Togo, the one to your west, will take a swing at you for an 18. Deal a total of 7 damage to you. And as this one finds a solid connection with his spear, that does bring us back to the top of the turn order as this battle rages on, and we call it for the evening. And we'll pick it back up right here next week.
Can't wait till we die.
We're not going to die, man.
I've basically been nothing in this fight. I've done
And next
nothing.
week, you're going to be the difference maker.
And I'll be missing everything next week.
You still have a bardic inspiration. Make sure you put that as
yeah.
a note.
Yep. Just remember that, and you're good to go. But with that, as we call it for the evening, I do apologize for having to call it in the middle of battle, but I do feel like this is going to go on for at least 2 or 3 more rounds. I would say depending on what you guys decide to do. But with that in mind, does anyone have anything that they'd like to share, pass on to our viewers as we get out of here for the evening?
No, everyone be safe out there, especially if you're in Florida right now. Who the hell knows where this thing's gonna go?
Yeah, thanks, man. It's probably gonna hit me. I just finished session 1 of Jax's campaign, where I play a Goliath, very edgy Goliath, and it was really fun. And we're about to enter our first combat in that place too.
Dope. First combat. Wait, are you a
That's back in
barbarian?
combat. I don't want to say.
Oh, okay. Fine. I see how it is.
It's a secret.
Modar, you got anything?
No. Like I said, everyone be safe. Looking forward to next week. Now we're finally. This is our first real, actual, hardcore combat.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Well, Togo?
Have a good one, guys. Can't wait to see y'all later.
And Zanashi.
Peace. I don't really have anything.
Well, I was your DM for the evening, Hip Hop Hokage. If you haven't yet, please do drop a follow. Support the channel. As you can see, I do have a nice little neat skeleton hand with some dice in between it, the fingers, courtesy of Lady Lockers, for the logo on this and doing up the art, and then also the art on Modar and Alencia. I'm quite astonished with how they came out personally. They look great. Just wanted to give a specific shout out for that. Other than that, Heroes One a Discord server for supporting streaming DMs, playing D&D, Starfinder, all sorts of different type of tabletop games. Ninja Monkey Discord server for just showing all their love for streamers of all the sort and their awesome community that they have there. Sword Coast Soundscapes for the music that we heard tonight, and 2-minute tabletops for the map and map assets. But everyone have a good night, and we'll pick it up here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right.